be sure when you grab that drain. That one right there is the petering off a little bit. First thing you're going to want to do when starting to do an ATF drain and fill on any vehicle is to run it to operating speed. So we're just going to drive it around a little bit. Alright, that didn't take too long. And you maybe don't have to, but it really helps to put the car up on some ramps or jack it up and put it on jack stands, whichever you have. Just remember to chalk the tires after you get it up there for safety. All right, then obviously you want to pop the hood. I like my hood prop. I didn't have one when I bought it. And then put something down there because it's probably going to be messy. Every time I've ever done anything like this, it's pretty messy. Whenever I'm draining something, I always like to pull the fill plug or the fill cap off to help act as an air inlet. This does mean that the fluid is going to come out faster. So if you're not ready for that, like some people have said, well, leave it on so the fluid will come out slower, but just be ready. It's probably going to be messy. That's why we put cardboard down. You're really going to want to find this fill hole, and it's actually kind of hard to find. I have a Haynes manual, and you know, these always cover several different models and a few different years, so that's hard. Doesn't help you a lot. And a lot of times in videos, they don't show you this very well, so I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so when you're coming in driver's side of the car like this, here's the air hose. Look back here, down in there, all the way down past these hoses. They look bigger in the pictures. That plug right there, it's a 17mm plug. You're going to want an extension or two. I've got two on here plus an adapter for the drive. And there, I'm pointing toward the front of the car. That way is the back of the car. Passenger side's that way. And come in with a breaker bar. Otherwise I end up snapping my tool. Alright, once I got that broke loose, it's easy to run out with my fingers. There is a crush washer under there, so be sure when you grab that drain plug, you grab the crush washer too. I'm just going to clean it off here. Now we're actually ready to drain. So see where I'm at here. There's the front of the car. When you go under here, the drain plug is front of the car, back. Over here on the driver's side, that one right there is the drain. Notice how it's not a regular bolt head. It's just square. You'll fit your 3/8 inch drive ratchet head on just right on there with no socket on it. If it's as old as mine, it's probably just dirty. We get that out, it's gonna shoot fluid like a stream. And this is liable to be very tight. We're gonna need a breaker bar on that one too. I use this old paper cutter handle breaker bar. The magic of leverage. You see that? No problem at all. Remember, it's gonna be hot because we drove the car around. Here it comes. Petering off a little bit. Here's the plug. See all these metal shavings? That whole piece there is a magnet, and it's purposefully made like that. This is just wear and tear in your engine, and this magnet sucks it all down into one place to keep it out of the engine. Obviously, with an older vehicle, you're going to see more of this build up. Kind of alarming, but like it's just expected. It's just what happens. If I was a perfectionist, I would clean off the head of this, but I don't really care as long as the threads work. And I always like to wait a good long time. I like to let it just drain and drain, get completely out of there. So just give it some time here.
Dave's not here!
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 All right, and usually I like to do a filter change with these kind of drain and fills, and apparently right after 2005 Honda changed how the filter is. If you find videos on how to do it, they're going to be 2005 and older. I can't find anywhere on how to change out the filter on a 2006 or newer, so guess we don't have to do that. It's pretty nice. All right, so when we're good and drained, just gonna try and clean that off. It's very dirty. All right, and then thread this in. Ideally, you want to put a new crush washer on right here, but I did not happen to buy any before I did this. All right, and once you get up to the edge there, now we're gonna want to torque it. 36 foot-pounds. So get your torque wrench set to 36 foot-pounds. And then mine, I had to adapt down to a 3/8 inch drive. There it is. All right, so we got that, put it back in there, 36 foot-pounds. Now we're ready to fill. All right, so back over here where we took out that filler plug, and you're gonna want a funnel that's either long and narrow or one like this. I like this one, it's bendable, so that'll get way down in there. And I'm gonna start with 3 quarts, and then I'll start measuring after that. All right, your book will tell you how to check the fluid, but you want it to be on a level ground. Right now we're gonna start the car after putting in 3 quarts. We're gonna let it warm up to operating temperature. I'm gonna go ahead right now too and just back it off of my ramps. Okay, we're up to operating temperature. Now we're gonna just shut it off and go back under the hood. So check levels right down here. So there's top of the engine. Right there, the yellow dipstick is your ATF dipstick. Pull it once and give it a wipe. Put it back in. Okay, I think that looks about good. All right, I think we're done. Okay, so lastly, just make sure you clean any spills on the engine off, because that could damage stuff. And then we're gonna put the fill cap back on. I'm just gonna finger tighten that socket on there and crank down on it a bit. It is 33 foot-pounds if you want to know the torque that it's supposed to be.
Save money, learn stuff, do it yourself.
The drain plug out. I always like to pull. It's a video. I have a Chilton's manual. Paint. Okay, now we're right.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente.